Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a 2021 reading for the Divine Feminine using the Wonderland in Tarot book and meanings. And I'm going to take one card from the Energy Oracle representing the overall advice for 2021. So I'm going to shuffle up some cards and we will begin. Can I have some cards for the Divine Feminine for the year 2021? So representing January, we have the Queen of Cups. Can I have a card for February, please? So this deck doesn't read reversals, so all cards will be in the upright. February is represented by the Seven of Wands. March 2021 for the Divine Feminine. The Knight of Wands. April, the Nine of Wands. May, the High Priestess. June, the Tower. July, the Seven of Cups. August 2021 for the Divine Feminine. Whoa. August, the Two of Pentacles. September, the Star. October, the Four of Swords. November, Strength. And December, Death. I'm going to shuffle up a card for the overall energy of 2021. For the Divine Feminine, one card please for the overall energy of 2021. One card please for the overall energy of 2021. Journey, the card number 2. Okay, make sure everything's in frame here. All right, so for January, we have the Queen of Cups. In a reading, the Queen of Cups is a dreamy creature, prone to getting lost in her thoughts. She is more focused on the internal world than the external. Water symbolizes many things, one being the soul. The Queen of Cups holds water in an elaborate chalice and gazes at it lovingly, showing her respect for and interest in things of the heart. She is gentle, quiet, and often seems surprised at the world around her. She values relationships and disdains conflict. She isn't all light and love, though, and can be overly sensitive, needy, and even emotionally manipulative. Most often, though, she returns kindness for kindness. So if you want her support, do her a good turn. Be sincere, though, because although all the queens are intuitive, she is particularly gifted and will know if she's being played. Don't let her absent-mindedness fool you. She is more perceptive than she lets on. So January is represented by the Queen of Cups. Ally, confident, helper, authority, accomplished, introverted, intuitive, insightful, psychic, kind, sensitive, and needy. Let's move on to February, the Seven of Wands. In a reading, this card describes a situation where you must take a stand against what feels like incredible odds. As the chaos swirls around you, you keep your balance and your head by staying true to your ideals and fighting for what is right. Just as Alice wakes before we learn the outcome of her fight, this card does not guarantee victory. The important thing is to defend the truth as you see it. That matters more than winning. Hold tight to your convictions, tap into your deepest reserves of courage, and face all comers with integrity. So February is represented by the Seven of Wands, defending, protecting, valor, courage, standing up for beliefs, bravery, resolve, taking action. Let's move on to March, the Knight of Wands. In a reading, the Knight of Wands is likely someone who is, like all the knights, extremely focused. He has a goal in mind and will use all his talents and abilities to achieve it, regardless of who gets trampled on the way. He may charm you into supporting his cause. He may bully you to do as he wishes. The potential of his anger might compel you to comply. If you are not interested in helping him with his plans, lay low and hope his, in this case, luckily, short attention span moves elsewhere. If, on the other hand, you want to distract him and get him to help you, appeal to his ego, his sense of honor, and his courage. He will almost always welcome the opportunity to display his best self. So March is represented by the King of Wands, focused, goal-oriented, short attention span, charming, bully, strong ego, honorable, and courageous. April, we have the Nine of Wands. In a reading, this card recognizes that you may feel worn out and beaten down. You've already been fighting the good fight and really just want it to be over. Unfortunately, you have one more last stand to make. Something you care about needs protecting and you know it. Yes, you are ready to be done, but deep down you know that you can't just walk away. Take a deep breath and gather all your resources. You can do this. A little while longer and it will be over. So April is represented by the Nine of Wands, protecting, defending, stamina, loyalty, strength, discipline, a wounded warrior. May, we have the High Priestess. In a reading, the idea of not knowing what lies ahead is an important part of the card's message. The High Priestess marks that moment of realizing that there is something more, something beyond rational understanding and separation. The desire to connect to the unseen world grows. Entering these worlds yields great rewards, but doesn't come cheaply. Initiation is the beginning of transformation, and transformation requires the sacrifice of self. Whatever you've known about yourself and the world will be turned on its head, and you will forever be changed. While you have a glimpse, which in the end may prove imperfect, of what the outcome might be, you do not get to know what it will take to get there. You are about to dive into a mystery, and everything about the experience will be mysterious. At every step, you will have to decide what parts of you will remain and what you will shed. The environment around you will be responsive to your seeking, like the landscapes in the best myths, and you can find clues and advice, but in the end, it is your actions and decisions that will determine the outcome. So May is represented by the High Priestess, secrets, initiation, mystery, silence, wisdom, understanding, intuition, insight, subconscious, unrevealed future. June, we have the Tower. In a reading, the Tower is a situation, belief, or guiding value upon which we've built an impressive edifice, our very lives. As humans, we are meant to grow, to gain wisdom, and to always become the next best version of ourselves. Therefore, just as one cannot put new wine into old wineskins, we cannot put our new selves into old lives. We must burst out in order to become who we are meant to be. This is part of the transformative process. Transformation is messy. A caterpillar doesn't magically change into a butterfly. Well, okay, it is kind of magical. In between, there is a time in chrysalis where the caterpillar is completely dissolved and rearranged into a winged creature. When things change, there will be destruction. Sometimes We are the instigators of change, but change is scary and hard. Sometimes we don't have the stomach for it. In those cases, the universe nudges us along by assisting with the destruction. So June is represented by the Tower. Sudden change, upheaval, adversity, downfall, destruction, catastrophe, misery, disaster, ruin, chaos, release, awakening, freedom, and escape. July, we have the Seven of Cups. In a reading, this card focuses on creativity, invites us to lean into our imagination, and beckons our curiosity. The world is full of possibilities. Some already exist. Some scare us even if we aren't sure why. Some pull at our hearts like the call of home. Some draw our attention even though we don't really want them. Some emerge from the realm of all possible futures when we imagine them more fully and feed them with our creative energy. That is important. Whichever dreams you spend the most time nurturing are the ones that are most likely to manifest. Recognize your incredible imagination and your creative power. So July is represented by the Seven of Cups: confusion, fantasies, choices, imagination, dreams, illusions, lack of focus, wishful thinking. August is the Two of Pentacles. In a reading, this card describes a situation that feels a little chaotic yet controlled, but only just. You know the feeling. You are busier than usual. Circumstances like weather or traffic make things worse than normal. Your resources are being spent faster than they are coming in, and you are perpetually breathless and 2 steps behind. Unfortunately, we all have periods like this. It won't kill you, but it can sure fray the nerves and make daily life really unpleasant. The resources being used up can be money, time, energy, interest, attention, etc. The questions are, how long can you keep this up? And how is it going to end? Be honest with yourself about how long you can maintain this level of expenditure before long-term damage occurs. One way to get through these times is to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If there is not a built-in endpoint, then make sure you create one. It'll help you to keep going and help you feel empowered as you take control of your situation. So August is represented by the Two of Pentacles: multitasking, balance, tight budget, comparison shopping, allocating resources, calm or Zen-like behavior in the face of crisis. September, we have the Star. In a reading, the Star reminds us that time is just a dip back into the pool that nourishes our hearts and souls, that cleanses our minds, that points our will towards our own true north. Whatever we are facing, we'll be able to negotiate it better if we turn away for a while and attend to the needs of the whole self. When we are metaphorically well-fed of soul, clear mind, and renewed of will, it is much easier to determine our way. Decisions become easier because we are not being driven by desperation or the influence of others. Our internal North Star shines like the stars on a clear night. Its sparkle and twinkle reminds us that the magic was in us all along to help us live in the world, which can be a hard place, with grace and truth. So September is represented by the Star: hope, faith, healing, cleansing, renewal, guidance, peace, blessing, tranquility, serenity, inspiration, optimism, happiness, promises, and wishes. October is the Four of Swords. In a reading, this card reminds us that sometimes the best thing we can do is take a nap. This can mean an actual short nap, or it can mean a metaphoric nap, and both can perform the same functions. There are 3 different times when we should consider a nap, or just sleep in general. When we are exhausted, it is much harder to deal with the stresses of daily life. Most people walk through their days in a sleep-deprived state. Being well rested on a regular basis is a good baseline for healthy functioning. Even when we have had just enough sleep, sometimes taking a break, even if it is just a few deep breaths, is the best approach to certain stressful situations. This can keep us from lashing out. A short break can help us eliminate potentially unproductive emotional reactions that would only escalate the problem. Finally, some changes are complex, and when we focus too much on them, they seem to tie themselves into tighter knots and become even more impossible to unravel. If this is the case, step away from the problem. Try to let it go. The best way to do this is to focus on something else. This is an example of a metaphoric nap. Very often, when we quit trying so hard and turn our attention elsewhere, we find that as soon as we are absorbed in a new task, the solution reveals itself. This is one reason Sherlock Holmes plays the violin and Sheldon Cooper took a job as a busboy. You may need to reprioritize sleep in your daily life. Take mindful breaks before responding to certain situations, or take a longer metaphoric break from a larger problem. Whatever form your nap needs to take, just take it. Besides, everything seems a little less dire after a little lie down. So October is represented by the Four of Swords: rest, retreat, meditation, peace, recovery, regrouping, careful consideration. November, we have strength. In a reading, strength tells us that to be truly strong means to understand others and not just tolerate them, but accept them. Most creatures only lash out when scared or in pain. When we experience anger in others, it is normal to react in kind, but strength says that we are not normal. We are able to be more than normal. We can react from that place of deep remembering that was revealed in the High Priestess, where we are one with all things. We can treat others the way we'd wish to be treated, to understand the way we'd wish to be understood. While our egos are often fragile, our truest selves are stronger than we ever imagined. So November is represented by the Strength card. Strength, gentleness, patience, compassion, healing, integration, courage, heart, control, discipline, fortitude, assurance, potency, virility, lust, instinct, ability, and mastery. Finally, we've come to December, the Death card. In a reading, death means that something has ended, and after such a loss, nothing will ever be the same again. I read once about a village where somebody died. Everyone in the village changed something about their house or yard in solidarity with the bereaved family, noting that their world is no longer the same as it was. We like to assign good or bad to experiences. It is human nature. With the experience of death, we should resist this temptation. Death is a part of life and is neither good nor bad. If there is any goodness or badness, it is in how we experience and relate to death. So December is represented by the Death card. Rebirth, endings, mortality, loss, change, failure, destruction, severing ties, transitions, transformations, inexorable force, elimination, and of course, death itself. Wow. Okay guys, I'm going to read the meaning for Journey. This is the overall energy message for the year 2021 for the Divine Feminine. So this is card number 2. Pack your bags. The Journey card foretells upcoming travel or a shift in location. It may be as simple as vacation, a retreat, or class, or even a work-related trip. This card could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. The upright position indicates that the plan should go off without a hitch. Still, be clear about your motivations and mindful of logistics. All of life is a journey, and this card is telling you that you have some exciting and inspiring adventures ahead, Feminine. So, feminine, you are attracting wonderful new adventures to yourself. Your life is a blessing, taking you new places, inside and out. You have much to look forward to in the year 2021, and I wish you all the best on your journey. I hope this has resonated for some of you. Please let me know down below if it has. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.